welcome our viewers in Korea and all around the world. Coming to you live from our Seoul studio, I'm Moon Jennifer, and this is Arirang News special coverage of the 2021 P4G Seoul Summit. Now, we're just moments away from the opening ceremony of the P4G Seoul Summit, which will be held virtually for the next 2 days to discuss the global response to climate change. Under the theme of inclusive green recovery towards carbon neutrality, the second P4G, which is short for Partnering for Green Growth in the Global Goals for 2030 Summit, will be attended by about 60 world leaders, including British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and those of P4G partner countries, as well as leaders of international organizations. Well, as you can see on your screen, President Moon Jae-in is there to open the ceremony, which will be held for the next 2 days. Now, so the P4G summit will be kicking off today for the next 2 days to discuss various climate change discussions. What you're seeing on your screen is the venue for the opening ceremony of the 2021 P4G Seoul Summit in downtown Seoul. The summit will begin its 2-day run in just a moment from now with, as you saw, South Korean President Moon Jae-in declaring the opening of the summit at this ceremony. So for those of you just tuning in, you are seeing President Moon Jae-in and First Lady Kim Jong-suk at the opening ceremony of the P4G Seoul Summit. And this is Arirang News special live coverage of the 2021 P4G Seoul Summit opening ceremony. Now, this is the very first multilateral environment summit to be hosted by South Korea. It was initially supposed to take place last year in 2020, 2 years after the inaugural summit in Copenhagen. Now, let's take a look and tune in to the venue.
Each one of us count. Let us come together for the living world. There is more than this, we realize. whoa, and give your love back to the earth. You are the one. We can make a difference if we can. Can't debate the colors. You can change it all. I'll be Brian. You are the one. Make a difference. Make a difference. Oh, you can change it all. You are the hero I've been looking for. We can, 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 yeah. You are the hero. You are the hero. No more pretend. We can. You.
Carbon neutrality.
그대 슬픔의 궤적엔 내 혼란의 질주가 있어. 분노의 장난이 있어. 우리 긴 이별에 그 통곡이 내 가슴을 친다. 심장에서 그대가 운다. 너와 나 한 몸의 흔적 고스란해. 여전히 별들은 이파리 같은 내 머리를 쓸고 옹이 같은 늪골엔 바람이 머문다. 두 팔 가지처럼 뻗어
Just like the
하늘에
branches
걸치고
stretched out
무릎에
to
새겼으면
the sky,
나이트를 오래도록
and for eternity
바라본다.
I look at the waters.
하여 밤이면
Every night
솜털마다 나무의 눈동자가
I see the widening eyes of the
켜진다.
trees.
다시
And once
이
again,
아픈 계절에 돌아와
when this season
그
comes
다리에
again,
이 다리를 얹고
I stretch out my
그
legs
팔에
and also my
이
arms
팔을 놓고
on top of yours,
뼈에 뼈를 얹고
with my bones on top of yours,
심장에
and also my heart on top
심장을
of
놓아.
yours,
너에게로
and I take a step towards
간다.
you.
너에게 나를 놓아
Towards you I lay myself,
숲이 된다.
and we become a forest.
우주에서는 위도 없고
In
아래도
this
없대요.
space,
우주의
there
마음으로
is no
보면 버릴 것도
up and
없고
down.
귀한 것도 없고요.
and also there's nothing to discard.
존경하는 각국 정상과
Your Excellencies and leaders
대표
of international
전
organizations,
세계에서
and also
화상으로
all of
함께하고
our
계신
audiences
여러분.
globally joining us virtually today.
2021
Thank you very
P4G
much for taking
서울
part in the
녹색미래
2021
정상회의에
P4G Green
참석해
Future
주셔서
Summit.
감사합니다. 더 늦기 전에 지구를 위한
Together with the
행동을
Korean people, I
시작해
extend my
주신
warm
여러분
welcome to all of you
모두를
for
한국
the
국민들과
initiating
함께
of the campaign
진심으로
before it's
환영합니다.
too late action for the earth.
오늘은
Today
우리와
is a day
지구를
for
위해
us to gather wisdom to realize
녹색
inclusive
회복을
green
통한
recovery towards
탄소
carbon
중립 비전
neutrality.
실현의 기회를 함께 모으는 날입니다. 함께 행동하고
Taking and
실천하는
executing
것이
actions together is the
P4G의
spirit
정신입니다.
of P4G.
한국은 지난 월요일부터
Beginning with the P4G Green Future
녹색 미래
Week
주간을 시작해
from last Monday,
물,
15
농업
sessions
식량,
on climate
녹색
and
기술,
environment, including water,
해양,
agriculture,
에너지
and food,
15개
green
주제
technology, marine,
기후
and
환경 분야
energy are
일반 세션을
underway here in
진행 중입니다.
South Korea.
오늘부터 이틀간
During the two-day
개최되는
summit, which kicks off
정상회의에는
today, will be participated by
전 세계
leaders of some
50여 개
50
국가
countries
정상과 20여 개
and 20
국제기구
international
수장이 함께하여
organizations.
지속 가능한
We will
세계라는
walk towards
공동의
our common
목표를
goal
향해
of a sustainable
나아갈 것입니다.
world.
기후 환경 전문가를 비롯한
Many people, not only
학계,
including
기업,
climate and environment
시민사회, 미래세대
experts,
등
but also many
많은
from the
분들의
academia,
지혜가
corporations,
모이고 있습니다.
civil societies, and future
이번
generations
회의를 통해
are gathering their
인류의
wisdom.
역사가
I sincerely
공존의
hope that we
역사로
can transition the
전환되길
history of the
기대합니다.
humanity into a one of coexistence
한국 국민들은
through
지난날
this very summit.
식민지와 전쟁,
Experiencing
산업화를 겪으며
colonization and
인간과
war
자연이
and
서로에게
industrialization, the
얼마나
Korean
큰
people have
영향을
experienced the great
미치는지
impact
경험했습니다.
humans have on nature and
다른
vice
나라의
versa.
산림 자원을
Our
빼앗기고
forests and
나무를
resources
베어
have been claimed by
땔감이나
other countries
산업용 연료로
who have
썼습니다.
used wood for
전쟁의
fire
폭풍과
and
산불로
industrial fuel.
숲이 더욱
And the bullets during the war and
물을
also
보존하지
wildfire
못해
have left our
가뭄과
forests barren.
홍수가
As we were
반복되면서
not able to conserve our
농산물
water
생산량이
and the repetition of droughts
그러나
and floods, we
한국
witnessed a
국민들은
decrease in
자연을
agricultural
되살려냈습니다.
production. Nevertheless, the people of Korea restored our nature. We planted trees on barren hills, we cut down on waste, and took actions to restore our own nature. Thanks to such efforts, in just 2 decades since we initiated such action for forest restoration, we have been praised by the UN Food and Agricultural Organization as the only developing country that has successfully achieved reforestation after the Second World War. And today, our economic growth have come hand in hand with nature restoration. The efforts and accomplishments made by the Korean people half a century ago showed that it is impossible to restore our own lives without nature restoration. It has also shown that recovery is only possible when we take actions together. The solution to resolving the climate crisis that the humanity face now is also very clear. It is all about taking actions together, going beyond expressing our resolves, and it is all about the cooperation between advanced and developing countries. Since last year, the international community has made efforts to overcome the COVID-19 crisis, while it has also expanded the scope of cooperation through various dialogues, such as the World Health Assembly, UN General Assembly G20, ASEAN+3 Climate Adoption Summit, Leaders Summit on Climate as well. In order to seek solutions to climate crisis, which is the fundamental cause to abnormal climate and new infectious diseases, we are pledging to aim high, make actions, and also making new hopes even amid the ongoing crisis. Korea also will take a preemptive and proactive approach in taking part in such efforts. We will walk down the path of inclusive green recovery for sustainable development amid the coexistence of human and the earth. Ladies and gentlemen who are together saving the earth, through the 2021 P4G Seoul Summit, hoping to bolster our solidarity to resolve the climate crisis, I would like to make a few pledges with the international community on behalf of the Korean people. First of all, we will additionally raise our 2030 national greenhouse gas emission target. As an interim target of the 2050 carbon neutrality target declared last year, we will raise the NDC for 2030, and as pledged already, this will be presented at the 26th COP slated for November this year. We have already decided to suspend official financial support for overseas new coal power generation. And domestically, since the inauguration of my administration, we have halted all construction approvals for new coal power plants and closed down 10 outdated coal power plants earlier than scheduled. Rather, we have rapidly increased our proportion of renewable energy generation, including solar and wind power. I sincerely hope that the Korea's efforts to boldly bid farewell to fossil fuel will be joined by many neighboring countries as well. Second, just like Korea has achieved reforestation amid the support extended by the international community, we will proactively cooperate with the developing nations. We will help those that have a large dependency on coal power generation to achieve energy transition. By 2025, we aimed to expand our climate and green ODA significantly to assist emerging nations that are in need of green recovery. At the same time, we will newly establish a $5 million Green New Deal Fund Trust at the GGGI. We will provide more assistance for developing countries to lay out tailored green growth policies. Countries have their own stages of development, economic development, and thus they also have differences in their dependency on coal power. I would like to highlight and stress that more assistance from advanced countries are needed in order to globally transition into a low-carbon economy going forward. We will spare no efforts for the sustainable management and operation of the P4G. By newly contributing $4 million fund, we will contribute to expanding creative green growth projects. And third, we will exert more efforts to protect biodiversity.
한국은 2019년
In 2019, Korea has presented the Peace Force Initiative and has exerted efforts to restore soil and forest in areas of conflict, thereby seeking to establish peace.
오는 10월
We will also coordinate with the international community to make the 15th Biodiversity COP slated to be held in China in October a great success.
자연을 위한 정상들의 서약
And by taking part in numerous initiatives like the Leaders Pledge for Nature, Unity for Biodiversity Protection, and World Marine Solidarity, we will contribute to the efforts to achieve the global goal of diversity 2020.
생물 다양성의 보고인
We continue to ask for your interest in presenting and protecting the nature and ecosystem on the Korean Peninsula's DMZ, home to many species.
온실가스 감축 노력은
Greenhouse gas emissions also needs to go together in the marine and shipbuilding industries as well. Efforts to reduce marine waste is also crucial. Plastic and disposable goods are flown into the oceans, damaging the marine ecosystem and thus posing a great threat to the health of the humanity. As a marine country with 3 sides of the territory facing the ocean, Korea will also actively participate in efforts to unfold UN discussion on marine plastic. And fourth, we will also make sure that our journey to achieve 2050 carbon neutrality will be one of sustainable development, and we will also make sure that we achieve proactive and preemptive policies. Carbon neutrality is a way forward that is needed for the humanity to coexist with the Earth. However, it is also a great opportunity for us to create innovative technology industries and jobs. And Korea last year, with our Green New Deal policy, we have taken the first few steps to achieve a 2050 carbon neutrality society. And under the 2050 Carbon Neutrality Committee, under the President, we will also make forward to achieve more detailed scenarios going forward. It is very important for us to achieve technological innovation to achieve our goal. And Korea, we have been focusing on the potential of hydrogen as a new energy source and becoming the first in the world to enact related laws for the hydrogen industries. And we also have initiated full-fledged of the technology innovations in hydrogen cars and so forth. We are also cooperating with the corporations and also the public sector. And there are more companies that have declared the carbon neutrality and RE100, and the ESG has become a new standard for many companies. And we also pledge to transition to electric and hydrogen cars for up to 101.2 million cars by 2030. And also 112 financial institutions worldwide have also declared our support for carbon neutrality by 2050. And by 2030, we will also exert our full efforts to increase our proportion of our policies and finances by also doubling our support by up to 13%. And we will make sure to build a Korean green category system and scheme going forward. We will also share our expertise with the rest of the world and walk towards 2050 carbon neutrality. Your Excellencies and honorable leaders of the international organizations and also our audiences joining us virtually. Today at the opening ceremony, we started the event with the voices of children, the youth, and the teenagers. This is all about opening our ears to the desperate calls of the future generation. Our present makes the future, and we need to realize the values of coexistence and mutual prosperity so to achieve the new future. And the 2021 P4G Seoul Summit needs to become inclusive, one for the safety and sustainable future for all. And we also sincerely hope that it becomes an invaluable step forward to achieve inclusive green recovery and carbon neutrality. And Korea, in 2023, we hope to host the 28th COP Summit. And going forward, we will act as the bridging country between the developing and developed countries. We will also exert our full duties and responsibilities. We sincerely hope that today's event will become a platform for cooperation and also laying out new visions. Thank you very much.
지구의 숨소리에 귀 기울여 본 적
Have you ever
있나요?
opened your ears to the breath of the earth?
That we humans are not, after all, the only beings on the planet with personalities, with minds capable of solving problems, and above all, with emotions, feelings of happiness, sadness, fear, despair, anger, and certainly feeling pain. We now know that we're part of the animal kingdom. And yet we, the most intellectual creature to ever walk the planet, are destroying our only home. It is our only home. The sad thing is that in large part we brought it on ourselves by our absolute disrespect of animals and the natural world. The terrible wildfires all around the world now, and also the loss of biodiversity. We're destroying the two main lungs of the world, the forests and the oceans. The thing is that we're part of the natural world. We depend on it for food, water, for everything. But it's healthy ecosystems that we depend on. And these healthy ecosystems are comprised of the interrelated plant and animal species that make up the biodiversity of an ecosystem. I call it the tapestry of life. So there is hope, but there's hope only if we get together to take positive action. And we need to get together now.
And that was the opening ceremony of the 2021 P4G Seoul Summit. The ceremony will now be followed by a leaders session where heads of state and the leaders of international organizations will deliver their pre-recorded video responses to one of the three guiding topics: inclusive green recovery from COVID-19, efforts of the international community to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, efforts to strengthen climate action and facilitate public-private partnership. Of course, President Moon will take part in that as well as preside over the leaders' dialogue on green recovery and carbon neutrality tomorrow. That is Monday, May 31st. The leaders will adopt a Seoul Declaration and announce the host nation of the next P4G summit in 2023. And we will be bringing you a live coverage of the adoption of the Seoul Declaration as well as the closing ceremony starting at 9:50 p.m. on Monday, Korea time, 8:50 a.m. Eastern. Now that is a wrap of Arirang News special live coverage of the 2021 P4G Seoul Summit opening ceremony. I'll be back with our 6 p.m. news right after this break.